located at 1785 Nerid Avenue at the corner of Nerid and Wickham Avenues in the Bronx. Across from the original Cool Runnings restaurant. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. And on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. We specialize in the best authentic vegetarian dishes, which contain no animal byproducts. Our menu includes Ito stew, tofu, veggie chunks, and our exclusive in-house vegetarian patties. For our full menu, you can visit our website at crvgbronx.com, or you can give us a call at 929-265-3392. We are also available on Uber Eats for your convenience. Stop by, and remember, at Cool Runnings Vegetarian Grill, customer service is our #1 priority. You are hungry? Come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney, me love on you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez Green. Hello, everyone. How was your weekend? That's what Mr. Hines and I shared between each other when I walked into the studio this evening. Good evening, Inside the Zone family. I'm back. So buckle up, it's time for another Monday Drive, where we bring you 2 hours of thought-provoking conversations, electrifying energy, and heartfelt connections. Yes, this is your home for inspiration, insight, and real talk right here on Inside the Zone. Did you know that Inside the Zone is engaging minds, connecting communities? Now you know. How are you all doing out there? This evening I'll be guiding you through an evening of uplifting vibes, man, and meaningful dialogue. Whether you're tuning in from Mount Vernon, the Bronx, Jamaica, Barbados, Canada, anywhere across the world, you belong right here. This is your space, you know, to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with the voices that matter. Shout out to our proud sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. They're serving up the authentic taste of Jamaica at 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, while we, right here, serve conversations. We serve up conversations that spark change. I know we've been doing that. We've been getting some positive feedback. This past Saturday, we were at Cooler Runnings Fish Fry, and it was a fundraiser for the event coming up in June. And people turned out. I was a part of the serving team. I got there about 2 o'clock and I did my 3-hour run. And it was good. People walked in, they wanted their fish steamed, fried. They had curry chicken, they had peppered shrimp, they had tossed salad, steamed vegetable, they had bami festival, they had rice, and what else? Jerk chicken. So we were serving. It was really good. I'm always so encouraged when we go out to do something for our community. So thumbs up to you, Cooler Runnings. Good job. We're live on Inside the Zone YouTube channel, simulcasting on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network and Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. Plus, you know, you can catch us on Linkage Radio, on TuneIn, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, and Apple TV, and Twitch. So, you want to turn up the volume, and let's hit the road. It's time for the Monday Drive. Good evening, Julia. Good evening, Chris. Good evening, DJ Linkage. 23 minutes after 5 o'clock. It's Monday. What do I have lined up for you? Let's get it on. The Monday beat is here, and we're chasing those Monday blues straight out of here with power-packed playlist and vibes. So good, you'll have to ask the question, is it really Monday? Yeah, in community and immigration update, advice on how to strengthen your immigration case. In healthy lifestyle, let's talk about it, breaking the silence around mental health. This mental health week and month, we're starting with a bold question. Are you really okay or just pretending to be? Let that one stick a little bit. Somebody asks you, are you okay? Yes, man, good. Blessed and highly favored. And maybe you are. Join us as we break the silence, confront the stigma, and talk truth about mental health, because healing begins with a conversation. Keeping you in the know, stay informed with the news that matters, government initiatives, community developments, and national updates, keeping you connected to Jamaica's progress and shaping stories about our nation. Voices, it's Child Month. Real talk, real people, real issues. Some children carry the weight of secrets too heavy to bear. Brave Voices incites the power of truth of those who found the courage to speak up and change lives doing it. That's an interesting segment that you don't want to miss because we'll be talking together. Let's set the tone, spark the conversation, and keep the energy flowing. This is the Monday Drive with yours truly, Lady D. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Lock the number in 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474 to share your thoughts live. It's 26 minutes after 5 o'clock. I'd like to say good evening to everyone. Don't forget our telephone number is 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. A special good afternoon and hello to my co-producer and my husband, Evel Green. Hope you're doing well over there. And to my audience tuning in via the YouTube channel, it's a good day. What day is it today again? It is called Monday. So wherever you are, I'm sporting a beautiful color today. I wonder who can tell me what color this is. You know, if you want to tell me the color, I'm available. I'm available to hear. So welcome. It's now time for the Monday Beat. We're going to chase those Monday blues out of here, like kick them out. Get out of the way. You've been in my way today. And I know the rest of the week is going to be great because Lady D said so. Yeah, and whatever I say, I mean. So I'd like to say hello to you, and you. And, you know, something I thought of doing, rather playing the musical selections I had planned for you last week because I had a little glitch. Remember the glitch? You remember it? Yeah, man, it got into our way. But you know how we roll. We managed to get the show going, and it worked like a charm. So welcome, everyone, to the Monday Beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here with some great, great music. I want you to stomp, dance, tap your feet, rock your head from side to side, and roar.
I let you push me past the breaking point. like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. No, I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
That's what I'm talking about on a Monday. We have the Monday beat. I'm sure you enjoyed the selections. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Yes, inside the zone, engaging minds, connecting communities. It's a pleasure. I'm here again. And I also want to say, how was your weekend? Are you celebrating a birthday today? If you are celebrating a birthday, I'd like to celebrate with you. So happy, 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 happy birthday. Good evening, Kat. So good to see you. You just popped in and I saw you come up. So my logistics coordinator for our upcoming Homecoming 2026 event in Penance in Clarendon, Jamaica, the salubrious Penance in Clarendon, Jamaica. So Catty's logistics, he's just going to knock me out a second time, but that's all right. And my king is in the place. Good evening, King. Hey, Pat J, so good to see you. Don't forget to share the link with someone and let them know, hey, come on over. I notice people tend to crawl in on a Monday because I guess, they're rushing to do stuff and then they get in and say, oh, Lord, I have to get on to the show. So I want to say good evening, Mike. Mike, the show is at 5. Good evening, Mike. My brother is here, so good evening to everyone tuning in. What a wonderful day it is, Monday, and we're here. You made it through the weekend, and now you want to just say, let me soak up all that Lady D has like a sponge. this evening. So I'm here with the dishwashing liquid to get the show going. So, are we ready? Yes, we are. So, as always, on a Monday, it's informative, it's entertaining. And I want to keep the flow going so we don't miss anything. But community and immigration update is coming up next. And yes, we keep giving all the information that we can, not missing a beat, as we shouldn't. And I just want everybody to know that it's so important for us to keep each other informed and, not to really pretend like we know everything, because we don't. But it's so important for us to keep ourselves informed so that if we hear somebody talking, we can say, what on earth are you saying there? Nothing, no gosso. We can say, no, sir, not a thing, gosso. I have the information firsthand. You know where I heard it? From that lady who does Inside the Zone. Her name is Lady D, and she always comes with such informative information. So I don't know where you're going with that. So you can just tell them. Oopsie. You can just tell them that that what is produced here is from the horse's mouth. So are you ready for community and immigration update? I'm sure it's brought to you courtesy of Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. A very special good evening. You're joining me courtesy of the Linkage Radio apps. We want to say hi. Caribbean Vibes Radio, want to say hi. And Fit FM 96.7, fitfmja.com out of Stuart Castle in Jamaica. Yes, they're in Duncan's Trelawney. So we want to say good evening to you. Welcome to the segment.
Let's talk about the quality of your evidence. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. The other day, we did a video on the burden of proof, talking about what an immigrant has to show, what's the legal standard they have to satisfy. And now we're going to talk about the evidence that you submit in support of your case and sort of the hierarchy of what's important. Now, I want you to understand that sending in letters that aren't notarized have very, very little evidentiary value. So I have seen USCIS pick those letters apart and completely disregard them because they are not accompanied with a sworn statement. So in America, if you want any government agency or court to recognize the strength or validity, the validness of your documents, you need to get it notarized. And what that means is you have to write it all out. You have to say, I swear under penalty of perjury that the following documents are true and correct to the best of my knowledge. And then you list all the things that you're stating. So if you're saying, I swear or attest that my neighbor Joe is married to his husband Jack, and Joe and Jack live next door to me. I see them every day. They are happily married. I see them go out to dinner together. We have a neighborhood barbecue 3 times a year. They're always there together whenever I see them. They're out doing things. And I swear that that's true. And then you sign it in front of a notary public. So in America, a notary public is someone who is authorized to take oaths. And they swear, they put the person under oath. They say, is all this stuff that you said in your statement true? And they then make you go ahead and sign, and then they stamp it with a notary stamp. That is much more compelling than just a random letter. And so when we're talking about statements or letters, another point that I really want to make is if you use the same letter or the same format of your letter or your hopefully notarized statement now that you've learned the difference between a notarized statement and a plain old letter, then if you use the same language, USCIS will pick that apart as well. They'll say these look like form letters, that there's no real independent thought by the person who's signing them. We think that you, Mr. or Mrs. Immigrant, Jack or Joe, you completed this yourself. You wrote this out and just had everybody sign the same thing. That's very ineffective, right? So that's not going to be very compelling at all. So remember, we have to satisfy our burden, and we want to give them as much good evidence as possible. So when it comes to marriage evidence, affidavits that the people love each other and are married, that we went to their wedding, those things are helpful. They're not the strongest thing in the book. I might put them sort of at the mid-level. photos of you and your spouse with other people and on locations around the world or around your town or doing fun things with explanations underneath them as to who these people are in the pictures, where you are, when the date was, and what you're doing. Also good evidence. But the best evidence, according to USCIS, are things like making major purchases together, commingling assets, putting all of your money into one bank account and using it as a couple would. You know, not that there's I have my money and they have their money. It's we have our money, right? We have our lease. We have our property. We have our documents. They want to see you moving towards a shared life. And if you keep everything separate, and if you're doing that for tax purposes or some other reason, maybe you don't trust your spouse, maybe they have a prior bankruptcy or something like that, that's all understandable, but it's not good for your immigration case. So we want to give them as much strong evidence as we can. So a mortgage for a house, or the purchase of a house, or a lease with both your names on it, with driver's licenses at that address, with mail coming to that address, so that you can, they have to wonder, is this an address these people are actually using, or is this just some BS mail they gave us, right? So to the more that you can paint the complete picture with the lease saying we live at this address, we have bank statements at this address, we have driver's license at this address, here's a picture of us having a party at this address, here's us getting married in the backyard at this house of this address. So you want to put all of it together, and you want it to be competent evidence. If you're submitting documents in another language, they have to be translated, and that translation has to be notarized. So any evidence that you want the government to consider, it's not like a court of law, but it's almost like a court of law, whereas there's valid evidence and then there's evidence that they can pretty much discard. And I can't tell you how many denial notices, notice of intent to deny that I've seen, because the couple goes in with the wrong mindset. They go in there with the mindset of, how can I submit the least amount of evidence and still get it approved? How can I get it 51% or 101%? How can I get them just enough? That's the wrong idea. The right idea is paint the picture, put it all together like a puzzle, get evidence from here, from Joe, from Jack's mother, from cousin Larry, from the employer, from the bank, from the grocery store, from Amazon. You want to get evidence from all over the place to paint a total portrait of a good, valid marriage. I hope this makes sense. And that's what we do as immigration lawyers. Our job is to put together a strong case. Anybody can fill out the forms. And I will say a lot of people fill out the forms wrong, but anyone can fill out the forms. That's not what it's about. The point of hiring an attorney and the point of putting together the strongest case is to win. You have to want to win, and you have to want to do everything you can to win, and not just the bare minimum. Hope this makes sense. If you're looking for us to help you file the strongest case possible, give us a call at 314-961-8200. Email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you join us there. We do 3 or 4 live shows in the Immigrant Home Facebook group and on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you might want to do that. That way you'll get alerted when we go live or when we post a new video like this one. Finally, my daughter Nora and I got our TikTok channel up to, I think, about 175,000 followers. We'd love to have you follow us there at Immigration Hacking. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.
Well, information. Let it not be said that you were not informed. Yes, I like when these attorneys, they just condense the information and you get it. Bam. Welcome. It's 5:45 p.m. right here on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. I wonder how you're all doing this evening. And I asked the question, how was your weekend? I'm sure it was fantastic. Yeah, I had a good weekend. I did. Nothing over the hill, but it was fine. And because this month is a lot going on this month, Child Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, and, the week is what it is. People are having breakdowns. You'd be surprised. Some people who you thought were recovering, they relapsed. All kinds of things are happening to people where mental health is concerned. And we want to talk about that this evening. So don't forget to tune in, because we will be having our mental health feature, as well as coming up in our healthy lifestyle feature, breaking the silence around mental health. And of course, we'll be dealing with some children who carry the weight of secrets too heavy to bear. Brave voices. They got molested as children, and then they spoke up, and they're well recognized people these days. And they brought more attention to this evil that is perpetrating our world, because it's global, right? So we want to say hi to you. Do you know our telephone number? 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. How about some more music? And of course, coming up at 6 o'clock, I have keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. So we don't want to miss out on that. Stay with me, everyone. We got more music for you. News coming up at 6. What can I say? Let's get the show going. Just like this. Yeah, I like timing, you know. How are you, my YouTubers? I wonder who is under the mango tree in Stewart Castle.
Everywhere I'm turning, nothing seems complete. I stand up and I'm searching for the better part of me. I hang my head from sorrow so much. State of humanity. So wearing on my shoulders, gotta find the strength in me. Why's that? 'Cause I am a superwoman. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. Still when I'm a mess, I still put on a vest with an S so much as, oh yes, I'm a superwoman. That's right. This is for all the mothers fighting.
music. I like when I just drop them in intermittently, you know, so you get some information. Y'all must be saying, look at Lady D. You know, you get some information, then you get some music. I'd like to say, those of you who are just coming in, what a Monday it is. Enid, I will get you the number. So I hope you saw my note a while ago. So welcome, everyone. Dr. J, so good to see you. And I saw you with one of your students who you said you kind of worked hard on. So I'm so happy for that. Mike, I see you. Jenny Jan, I see you, my Jen. Good evening. And Lovey is here. I haven't seen Lovey for a few days. But good evening, Lovey. And also... yeah, I posted a note. Also, Pat D is here. I had a good laugh, which I will not disclose right here. Pat and I at church yesterday because we had a great show this past Saturday, which was centered around, good evening, my Sharnsy. I'm just about to give them a sneak peek into what we did on Saturday, talking about our children, how they are raised, the things that we are missing, what they get involved in. And I shared a little stuff that I almost got into. Man, but then, hey, yes, he's one of your success stories. So I'm so happy for that, Dr. J. Yes, but this past Saturday was great. Those of you who have never logged on to our show on a Saturday morning, I'm inviting you to do so. We start at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And the show officially ends at 1:30, but sometimes the conversation is so good, we extend it to 12 o'clock. Hey, it's YouTube. We can talk. So welcome to everyone. Right now I'm getting into news because I want us to start talking and sharing notes about what's happening with us as people, as individuals, from children to adults. And emphasis is always made annually on specific situations that concerns people. And we capitalize on it because sometimes in our spaces, they're pushed under the rug. Nobody wants to talk about it. So I just have please note, brief headlines for you this evening, and then we'll get into the other conversational pieces. So welcome to you. If it's your first time, I'd like to welcome you. And just to let you know that right here on the show, we are sponsored by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx, you know.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Keeping you in the know with news happenings and facts. Good evening, everyone. It is 5:56 p.m. Welcome to the headlines. Calabar High past student and former assistant coach Omar Hawes has emerged as the leading contender to replace Corey Bennett as track and field head coach at the Red Hills Road Based School. It is understood that Bennett's 3-year contract with the institution, which expires this season, and has not been extended. Hawes, who was mentioned by the legendary Michael Clark, was a part of Calabar's successful run that saw him winning the boys' athletics championships for 7 consecutive years between 2012 and 2018. However, when Clark left in 2023, Hawes and many of that coaching team were overlooked in favor of Bennett, which caused some tension. Hawes is now the head coach of St. Catherine High School, but Observer Online sources have revealed that he is the front runner among the disgruntled old boys fraternity. Calabar's title drought extended to 7 years this season despite an encouraging display. The school finishing second behind arch rivals Kingston College. During his tenure at Calabar, Bennett has also served as head coach of Hydel High girls, who he has led 2 titles in the last 3 years. While the feat has been deemed impressive by some, it is understood that sections of the Calabar Old Boys fraternity believe that Bennett's dual role has negatively affected the school's track and field program. Nurses across Jamaica joined forces Monday to demand an end to violence against women and children following last week's brutal attack against one of their colleagues, which was captured in a viral video. In a show of solidarity, placard-bearing nurses gathered at the National Heroes Park in Kingston, with similar protests taking place at hospitals and health facilities across the island, including in Mandeville, Port Antonio, Savannah-Lamar, and Montego Bay. The Nurses Association of Jamaica, the NAJ, the Enrolled Nurses Association, and the Jamaica Midwives Association led the demonstrations. No excuse for violence. Speaking at the protest, NAJ President Dawn Marie Richards stressed that the violence experienced by women and children in Jamaica is unacceptable, and I quote, "A lot of things have been happening in recent times to our women and our children, and we find it very disheartening," Richards said. At this time, persons might think it's a trigger reaction, but just to inform the public that the Nurses Association of Jamaica has, for the past 10 years, hosted a yearly walk in recognition of this issue. We ask that persons come out and support. No excuse for violence. It is not fair, the things that are happening to our women and or children. Richards also highlighted the physical and emotional toll faced by healthcare workers, noting that nurses often face abuse from frustrated patients and their families. She called for greater patience and respect for the profession, saying, and I quote, "Today we want to say, treat us nice. Sometimes persons come with their different conditions, and we know the fears and the anxiety, but we ask for patience, not the abuse of nurses," end quote. In the meantime, Claudia Clark Waugh, president of the Enrolled Nurses Association, expressed a deep concern for the nurses at the center of the viral attack, who she confirmed is a member of her organization. Quote, "We come in support of our colleague because enough is enough," end quote, Waugh said. She said, "We're breaking the silence because for too long, women and children have been subjects of abuse. Every year in our annual conference, we join forces with the Bureau of Gender Affairs to present on breaking the silence against domestic violence. It is so unfortunate that one of our colleagues has become a victim of a heinous crime." Waugh revealed that the injured nurse is suffering from significant physical trauma, including difficulty raising her hands, swelling in her face, and persistent neck pain. Former President Joe Biden is facing an aggressive case of stage 4 prostate cancer, his office announced over the weekend in a statement. Quote, "Cancer touches us all, like so many of you. Jill and I have learned that we are strongest in the broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with love and support," end quote. Biden posted on social media Monday morning. The cancer has spread to his bones, according to the statement from his office, although it appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The cause of prostate cancer is unknown, but it occurs when cells in the prostate start to grow out of control. According to the American Cancer Society, the cancer spreads when the cancer cells travel through the lymphatic system or the blood to other areas of the body. Prostate cancer most often spreads to the bones, lymph nodes, liver, or lungs. Keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts right here on Inside the Zone, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Welcome to the show. Are you just popping in? My name is Lady D, Denise Gomez Green. It's a pleasure having you here. And I just want everyone to know that right here on this channel, Inside the Zone, we ask that you subscribe. To subscribe, there's no cost to it. All you do is tap the word subscribe and tap the bell, and you will receive all our notifications once we are broadcasting. So we implore you, we ask that you subscribe and take us to another level. It's 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have another feature for you because that's how we roll, right? From one into the next. But before that, I think maybe you should do with a little music, you think? So our telephone number, don't forget, our telephone number is 914-268-6148. That is 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. 876-219-3474. Good evening and welcome. Let's get some more music in our bones. That's what I feel like this evening. How about you? It's Monday. It's the Monday Drive.
Yeah, that's our girl, Mary J. Blige. I always like Mary J. Sometimes they say she can't sing and all kinds of stuff. People not nice, you know. There are some people who are not nice, but I like Mary J. I think she has a kind of spunk, you know what I mean? And spunk works for me every time. So I'd like to welcome you this evening to, it's what, 8 minutes after 6 o'clock. So yes, I think I'm in the right to say good evening. People tend to still say good afternoon. Somebody can educate me here. But nevertheless, it's now time for our mental health feature. And of course, in keeping with, you know, oh no, you come back right here to me. Thank you. In keeping with our Mental Health Awareness Month, I thought I should kick it off just by giving some tidbits. And of course, you know, the lines will be open for discussion. And right after, we will just go right into voices. So this is in our healthy lifestyle feature for mental health. And in voices, we'll feature Child Month. And we'll delve into that in terms of conversation. So we want to capitalize so much on our discussion time. So please, once we start the segment, I know the show is formatted and you can listen, but participation is what we yearn for. So please, I'd like to hear from you. Don't forget our telephone number, 914-268-6148. That's 914-268-6148. So I'd like to get into the feature now and say good evening and welcome to everyone. So here are some tidbits for you, and then I'll take a pause and we can just, you know, have conversation, because mental health is so important and affecting so many people. In recent times, it really has gotten bad, wouldn't you say? So we want to talk about it, and what better place to do so than right here on Inside the Zone, engaging minds, connecting communities. It is Monday, you know. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, and give a loud roar, because you want to feel all of you moving, man. Head, toe, everywhere, shoulders, everything. You can even do the Chucky. Anybody remember that dance? Because I knew all the dance forms. And as a former dancer, by the way. So I used to do the Chucky and thing. Anybody know the Chucky? Or I'm on my own and the oldest of all. But it's now time for our feature. Welcome, everyone. Let's get the conversation started.
There's been a lot in the news lately about how mental health is on the decline for many people. Even if you're not on the verge of a mental breakdown, your mental health still may be suboptimal and you don't really appreciate it because you're not paying attention. How would you know? That's what I'm talking about today. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and although you should always be in tune with the state of your mental health, this month gives us a chance to highlight the importance of mental wellness, whether or not you have a mental illness. So how do you know if you're doing well or if you need to make changes or seek professional help? Here are 7 questions to ask yourself to do a mental check-in. The first thing you can look at is your life balance. How is your energy distributed between 4 domains in your life? Your physical health, achievements, which include work, school, money, and other accomplishments, relationships, which would be family, friends, acquaintances, and general community life. And then the 4th domain is meaning and future. And this would incorporate your values and goals. These are the main areas where we spend our time and energy. Take a few minutes to think about how much energy you spend in each area. If you work 8 to 10 hours a day, that's 1/3 of your time, and you may not be able to change that. But time doesn't always equal energy output. Does your work require even more of your energy because you worry about it when you're not working, or you even do work in your off hours? Do you come home so drained at the end of the day that you don't have much left to do anything else, like prepare a healthy meal instead of getting takeout, or connect with people who you care about? The main idea with this self-reflection is to recognize areas in your life that you may be neglecting and try and find some ways to reserve more of your energy for those areas. Number 2 check-in question is, how have your moods been on most days? We will always have good days and bad days, But look at how you've been in the past month. And yes, a month is a long time, but you want to look back and see what the pattern is. Negative emotions to identify would be feeling low and discouraged on most days, having more anxiety or anger. How much have you laughed in the past weeks? You don't need to quantify, but just think, have you found things amusing and enjoyable? You're not going to find things funny if you're sad or annoyed on most days. Number 3 is how have you been sleeping? The average amount of sleep required for an adult is 7 to 9 hours. If you sleep less than that, you may notice that you can still function, but you're running on a battery that's not fully charged. You also build up a sleep debt that affects your thinking and how you process information. Sleep deprivation also has negative physical effects. But aside from the number of hours that you get, what's the quality like? Are you tossing and turning? You may be in the bed for 10 hours, but you get up a few times during the night and end up only sleeping 5 hours. An easy test for your quality of sleep is how rested do you or don't you feel when you wake up in the morning. Number 4 is how well have you been taking care of your body? Have you been craving processed foods with lots of sugar and salt? When we get stressed, some people crave sweets and some people crave salty or savory foods. These cravings can be a signal that you're under a lot of stress and using food to cope, or it could just be that these are the foods that your body is used to eating and you're in a rut of eating this way. Also, how much exercise are you getting? The trend of working remotely has been super convenient in a lot of ways, but it has also decreased our activity levels and increased how much time we spend sitting in front of computers as a whole. Number 5 check-in question is related to 4, but from a different angle, and that is, how have you been feeling physically? The mind and the body are connected, and poor mental health can show up in physical signs like feeling tired all the time, or starting out with a decent amount of energy, but feeling utter exhaustion at the end of the day. And it's not because you were doing physical labor either. You could have spent the whole day in Zoom meetings and feel like you're going to collapse. Other physical symptoms could be headaches, nausea, stomach aches, constipation, and muscle aches. You can get tension headaches when you feel stressed, or you can get a headache from neck tension. Jaw clenching can cause pain that affects the muscles of your face and head. Number 6 check-in question is, who is your support system? Do you have someone you can turn to when you need to talk or need help? Or are you the person who is there for everyone else, but when you're down, there's no one around? That's a really lonely place to be. And there's different scenarios that can make that happen. Like maybe your inner circle is only comprised of dependent people who don't have the capacity to give back. In this case, you need to connect with some people who are more your equal when it comes to maturity and emotional assets. Another scenario is maybe you don't know how to communicate your needs to people, and they assume that you're good and can't recognize that you're not unless you explicitly ask for help. These are just a couple of thoughts on this issue, but the overall point is to take a look at what kind of support you have. It doesn't have to be filled with people who come to your rescue, but instead people who you feel are on your side, listen to you, and make you feel good when you're in their presence.
I like that. So, mental health. I like using her videos because she's always so very clear in her delivery, and you get it. And these are the 7 questions to ask based on her assessment and her experience. 7 questions to ask to check your mental health. Now, she spoke about, and I'd like to hear your take on it. And do you know anyone, who is going through something and you're identifying that thing and you're saying, I don't think they're operating on a full cylinder. We use that term loosely. We don't think that person is operating on a full cylinder at all. Or they keep rambling a lot. Or there are just some things that we really should start paying attention to, because people can be looking all bright and bubbly, and oh my gosh, then you hear a news. Have you ever woken up to some news that somebody has, say, committed suicide or something, and you hold your head because you cannot believe it? You saw them yesterday or you saw them last week. Give me a call. Let me hear what are your thoughts, because I really would like to have the conversation with someone today and hear, your take on it, because these are really interesting times. Good afternoon. I'm in the afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lady D. Gomez Green.
Hello there,
Great
Al.
topic.
Hey, Al.
Yes.
How you do?
And great. And that clip, as you said, was very clear. And however, what we have to realize, though, in terms of awareness, right? Because most of us human beings, what the clip states are quite accurate in terms of some of the things we should do. But the key about all of that is the awareness. For someone to actually see that now, what their behaviors are and so forth. It's not to realize that they're not on automatic. And our thinking pattern is the key. Is the thought, because we have control of our thinking, and what happens is our external things that's happening away from us is what have control over how we think. But it's not what happened to us so much, but it's how we think about what happened to us.
Right.
So we can look at it as lessons, and then move towards the solutions.
And
but the awareness is very important.
The awareness is important, because sometimes early signs, we don't even know how to identify them. But we might be around people every day. And if they are always, what I've come to realize, the people who you find are always so jovial. They're the ones who, they're suppressing a lot of things, Al.
Yes, and sometimes too, again, it's, it's that balance of all the different aspects of our lives, the social, the personal, the health-wise, the spiritual, and all the other things that we experience. The balance is the key, but in terms of really taking a look at how am I doing, a lot of times we don't do that because there's so much on automatic. And it's just to realize that we have more control over our results more than we think we do.
Yes.
So that once we can realize that and really look into daily self-improvement, what can I do better and how can it benefit me and my family, my community, and so forth.
Yes, I thank you so much. And I know there are people who, they know something is off with them, but because of the myths centered around mental health, like they may be crazy, they don't want to say
the stigma,
anything.
Definitely.
Yes, man.
There is a big stigma to mental health because, you're crazy, you look as a lesser human being and so forth, and so forth. So definitely, even the word retardation is not used anymore. They say specially challenged because it has that negative stigma.
Yes.
And if we could appreciate that mental health is just another physical sickness, that things going on, but it's on a psychological level also. So, different chemicals coming through them. So, yes, we just need to be aware of the people around us and see that any drastic change, especially, people, as the commentary said, to someone to talk to is very important. And let me give some other folks to call in, Lady D, because this is a topic we could continuously talk about.
That's fine. I appreciate you, Al. Thanks. Alrighty. So he has a point. And my go-to is that with education, because there are people who are studying psychologists, sociologists, because all of that has to do with your behavioral, makeup and all of that, what you encounter in life. So I believe education can help to reshape our understanding of it. And so what we thought and is formed within our psyche can be changed and say, hey, when you see this kind of characteristic being, exhibited or demonstrated or somebody just behaving a simple way. You can say, I think that person is having a challenge. That's where I am going, because we see things, but we don't say. We don't say. And it makes the situation more complicated, because by then things start to get worse. Okay, sir. Okay. So we just want to, say, hey, you want to have the conversation with me? Give me a call. What do you think? Because people are experiencing things every day, and we are seeing the newscast. People are now in isolation. A lot of things are happening. And my go-to again, and I've seen it, when a person is all jovey and thing, sometimes they're camouflaging. There's something there that they're suppressing badly. So I just want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think. But, we need to know how to understand mental health. What does mental health mean to you personally? How does mental well-being affect our overall quality of life? Common misconceptions about mental health and how to debunk them, right? And that comes with, again, being educated on this particular topic, recognizing signs and seeking help, early signs of mental health struggles and how to identify them. So we will go through them, but of course, I don't want to be the teacher today. I would like the students to participate with me. So I would like to hear from you. Give me a call, 914-268-6148. That's 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. But in the meanwhile, I'd like to say hello to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. This past weekend, they had their fish fry fundraiser for the event coming up in June. And it went very well. Again, fish sell off. Everything was just going. So I commend my sponsor for doing what they're doing and doing it so well. It was, we're attired nicely and we're serving food. And, hey, you can't beat these kinds of things, So I want you to just give me a call. Yes. So yes, I'm just going through here. It's 25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Don't forget the show ends at 7. And at 6:30, we'll be going into Brave Voices. So here are the issues with mental health. Then we'll talk about people who have experienced, trauma in their lives. Sexual trauma, molestation. People have endured that. And, we'll share about who they are and so on. So please give me a call once again, 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. I'd like to make an appeal once again to my YouTubers that for your information, I know you get the benefit of viewing the show, but I would like you to call. And I know my producer, I wonder if he had put the number. Okay. Let's see who wants to talk to me this evening. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Monday Drive. We are in our mental health feature. How do you do today?
I am fine. This is Dr. J.
Hey, Dr.
Calling
J.
from Tampa, Florida.
Hey, how is it in Tampa today, Dr. J?
It is just too hot for me, but I'm hanging in there.
But right now you're you have AC.
Yes, I actually have my students sitting in front of me as we speak.
Oh,
but I had to say a little thing on the topic of mental health because we are from a society where we were kind of socialized to not pay any attention to people who had issues. We used to make fun of them. We didn't know they were mentally challenged at the time. We just thought that they were mad. That's the word we use, so mad. But nobody paid any attention to them. Now we're living in a society that's more aware of it. But my question is, do we really care? We are aware, but a lot of times we just hold our head straight and move on. And there's an example. I have a coworker who she's having some real challenges, and she'll break down in front of the kids, and she's sent home for a week, and she goes home for a week, and she come back, and she's crying again, and she really need intervention. But it's like everybody just sweeping everything under the rug. 1 minute she's fine, next minute, and she has verbalized the fact that she feel like hurting herself, but I don't know why it's not taken to another level. I know she's an adult, but I think for the size of my organization, there should be something in place to intervene a little more in depth than just sending her home for a week or two. And then when you send her home, you send her to her thoughts and herself, because she has nobody at home. So it gives her more time to think those negative thoughts and to give up. I think we really need to reach out a little more and stop turning a blind eye. Oh, that's not my problem.
Yes.
It might be your problem.
That's
I
true.
focus mainly on children, and I don't take that lightly. I mean, we're mandated to report certain things, but there are times when people think, oh, I'm just rude, oh, I'm just this. I have worked in a psych hospital in New York for many years, and that was the time I came to the realization that mental illness is a disease like high blood pressure or diabetes. You sick. You know, it's not something that you can put on.
Yes.
And it's not something that you can control the way that a lot of people think you can. He needs to go do this. He needs to go find something to do. No, it is a sickness that you cannot control. You need intervention. And with all the stressors of today's society, it just makes it worse.
Yes, I agree.
But there were times when it was a little easier. Now every day it's more stressful. And it's like keeping fire coal on somebody's on the head.
Yes.
It just gets worse and worse and worse. So I
worse.
think we as individuals should really make an effort to reach out and lend a helping hand where we can. If it's not somebody you have a relationship with, refer them to somebody. Bring it to the attention of somebody who might be able to talk to them and find out what's going on. Because again, as the gentleman said before, there's this big stigma attached to it. But it's not something you can help. It's something that you need help with.
For. That's right. I
Yes.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we just need to really help each other more as far as that is concerned. And we also have to take in consideration we're built differently. The thing that bothers me might not bother you. I mean, I might be this tough person because of, again, how I was raised or I was socialized. You might not be able to deal with it on that level. So we also have to think about individuals deal with things differently.
Yes.
My word is, anyway, Marga, I broke. But the other person might not see life as like that. They worry about everything. I don't worry about things I cannot change, but that's just me.
Yes. Yes, another
So we
person.
really need to reach out and help each other.
That's right. I appreciate your input, Dr. Jade from Tampa, Florida. Good to hear you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
Bye-bye, dear.
Bye-bye. All right. That's Dr. J for you, but I agree. We can't just turn a blind eye. 914-268-6148. Would you like to call me? Share your thoughts. My producer just sent me a note. He says, in many cases, unless the patient or mentally ill person is a threat to themselves and society, they are left free. Nobody not doing anything. And that is so true, which is why we need to do something. Because if we don't see them cutting or being aggressive or walking, as we would say, stark, staring mad, then nothing is done. But I'd also like to share very quickly some of the 7 questions, to check on your mental health. How am I feeling today? Assess your mental, physical, and emotional state. Do I feel well rested? Sleep quality impacts mood and cognitive function. And she mentioned it in the clip. if you don't get enough sleep. Some of us, like me, I can function, on a limited amount of sleep. But there is going to come that particular day when I have just gone home and gone to my bed because I am like burnt out now. While some people, they can't even function on 4. I can function on 4. I can even function on 3 or none. But that's not the way to go. Rest is important because cognitively we need to be able to function and function efficiently. Now, what's my energy level? Low energy can signal stress, burnout, or underlying health issues. You feel like you're just dragging and dragging and dragging. You can barely go, as we say. Check that out. How stressed am I? Identifying stress levels helps in managing triggers. You've been hearing that word, haven't you? Yes, man. Some things that were buried or something that bothers you or irks you that way. And if you see it or somebody says something, you go off like a kite, like a lightning bolt. Yes, we have to watch that. How stressed am I? Yes. What's taking up my head space? What's up here? Recognizing recurring thoughts can provide insights into mental well-being. Where am I going in my head space? What's going on up here? Am I recounting something somebody said? Am I recounting an experience I had? And usually these are not nice, colorful things. They take you into dark places. So I would say we have to watch that. You had a bad experience or so many experiences that didn't go well for you. You need to watch that. When you're going there, say, no. I don't want to do that today. No, sir. When did I last eat a whole meal? You realize that nutrition plays a critical role in emotional stability. You find that you're just picking, and not picking on the right things. We have to check ourselves for that. Because as she said, there are certain things, salts and so on, can, pose other problems. You find that you're yearning. There's this thing, you can't wait to eat little salty stuff. So we have to watch these things. Is my anxiety level higher than usual? Tracking anxiety patterns helps in early intervention. So if you find that you're anxious about some things, you maybe need to just sit and talk to somebody. Sit and talk. Someone you trust, or you go to a counselor and say, I need to have words with you. Here's what I'm thinking. And help them to walk you through. And be honest when you go to a counselor. I don't know how people spend money, go to counseling and don't want to fess up, as we would say. You have to talk. You have to talk the truth and share it. So, hey, we're merging into our next segment, Brave Zone, B-R-A-V-E, Brave Zone. But stay with me. How about some music? And then we'll kick the segment off to start the conversation again. I appreciate those of you who have called in. Stay with me. 6:36 p.m. We have a few minutes to go. Can you believe? Sometimes you wonder, 2 hours really, Lady D? It gone already? No, sir. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings. You know them, don't you?
And do the things I want. You think you got the best of me. Think you've had the last laugh. Bet you think that everything good is gone. Think you left me broken down. Think that I'll come running back. Baby, you don't know me 'cause you're dead wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely. doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone.
Yeah, that's our girl Kelly right there for you, Kelly Clarkson with Stronger. Good evening, everyone. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know, in the city you walk, drive, and reside. That's what I say. Yes, man. So we want to welcome you to. I am up here singing up a storm. So we have this segment called, come on, let me get you up and running here. Welcome if you're just joining us. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Did you know that our voices are being transmitted over there in Cape Cod in Massachusetts, courtesy of Caribbean Vibes Radio Network? Yes, we are. Not to mention Fit FM 96.7, fitfmja.com. Your life, your music, all courtesy of Julia Benaya. And I want to say thanks to Julia. And I'm still hoping to talk to somebody, out of Stuart Castle in Duncan's Trelawney. Hoping to talk to someone. So Julia, we have to make it happen. This evening, we are closing out the show with Bray's Voices, Children Who Spoke Up. Now, we shine a light on the bravery of the smallest voices with the biggest courage. We're diving into the powerful stories of children who broke the silence about abuse. Stories that have stirred change, sparked movements, and saved lives. Through trivia and testimony, we'll uncover how these young heroes turned pain into purpose and silence into strength. And many of them you know. But there is one that we want to highlight this evening because not only was her voice heard, but at one point she would not speak. She wouldn't say a word in French. All because of that encounter that she had with someone. And I'll share a little bit of the clip with you. And then there is another clip I wanted to share, but that's not going to work from the platforms that I'm working with right now. So I found another one with the same message in a different interview. So I'd like to share that with you this evening. I don't know how many of you are aware that this phenomenal woman, and though it's a posthumous recognition at this time based on the nature of the segment, but yes, I'm not sure you are aware that she had experienced such trauma as a child and went on to share and be a voice for so many in her literary work. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to Brave Voices this evening, right here on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside.
Because of your work and your writing, I think a lot of people assume that they know what you were like as a child, what your childhood was like, as painful as it was. Do they really know what your childhood was like, what Maya was like as a child?
Well, they would have to, I think, have been violated, have been molested, and then had the person killed. I mean, the person who did the rape in my case, was killed. And the police came to my maternal grandmother's house while I was on the floor playing a game with my brother.
And you were 8 years old.
I was 8. By that time, I was about 7.5. And the policeman told my grandmother, within my hearing, that the man had been found dead, and it seemed he'd been kicked to death. It so startled me. It traumatized me. I decided not to speak. Then my voice might just go out and kill people randomly. So I stopped speaking for 6 years.
You communicated with
My
Billy,
brother.
with your
Yeah.
brother, didn't you?
Occasionally.
Yes.
Occasionally. But he was my heart. I mean, I knew I loved him too much. It wouldn't hurt. I couldn't hurt him. My voice could not hurt him. But even with him, I was, oft times, months would go by and I wouldn't speak. But some years passed, years and years. I wrote all the time. And
Why? Why did you write?
Well, because I read. A black lady in my town took me to the library. It was a black school, high school. The school was from there was no kindergarten. 6th grade to the 10th or 11th. She took me there, took me to the library, and she said, I want you to read all the books in this place. Start at A, and I'll come back and see you when you get to BR. So I did. I read every book in the place. It seemed vast. I know now that just one of the libraries in my home has more books than that. But it seemed vast. I don't say I understood everything, but I read everything. And I found I loved poetry. And I loved the poetry in the church. I loved to hear, I still do, to hear black ministers speak in that imagery and that melodic, mellifluous cadence and rhythm. I'm still enchanted all these years later. So
you read all of those books?
I read everything, yes. And then Mrs. Flowers, her name was, had some contact with the white school. She didn't live in Stamps. She had a house in Stamps. She lived in Little Rock. But she would come about every 3 or 4 months to the village, and she would come up the road carrying arms of books. And she was so beautiful. She was very black, that beautiful color, that dusky brown black that looks, if you put your finger, it would peel. Oh, God. And she spoke like that. You know, the way old Southern black ladies, I'm old Southern black lady. I don't speak like that. But like Dr. Dorothy Height. Oh, yes, my dear. Oh, all the plums in her voice. Then she'd come up and she'd say, my dear, I have books for you. These are all for you. You may come and see me at tea time. And she'd make tea cookies and read to me. So I just read everything and wrote poetry, voluminous albums and journals. The worst poetry east of the Rockies. But I wrote it.
Is Miss Flowers the one who I read that she said that poetry is music for the voice?
So I just shared a short snippet. It's actually 7 minutes long, but I want to just get into, the discussion. So there's no real need for me to do anything else. But I also wanted to highlight the fact that there are so many people from different classes of society who have encountered somebody who invaded their bodies as young children and as adults as well. Some of us don't know what that is like. We wouldn't even want to entertain the thought because it's just too much for us to wrap our heads around. But as I was watching Maya, I said to myself, oh my God. And I'll share what I, discovered and how I want to kind of bring the topic across to you. Because Maya, she was sexually abused by her mother's boyfriend. And when her family found out, he was arrested, as she said, and he was later killed. And she believed that it's her voice that caused this to happen. She was to blame for his death. And so she stopped speaking for almost 5 years. During this silence, she developed a love for reading and literature, and we know that she became this phenomenal woman whose poetry took you places you wouldn't even dream of. And so her pain birthed purpose, and she later used her voice to uplift others through her writing. Now, the fact that that happened to her and she was able to just mature and develop and grow, it's because she had people around her who would help her through that. And she was introduced to reading by this woman you saw her trying to imitate, as we would say, Mick. So having people who believe you, because a lot of times when these things happen, if it's to a close family relative, they don't want to believe. They believe the child is lying. Now, while you may have instances like that, not all. But Maya was able to step above. Now, there's also a former talk show host who publicly shared her experience of childhood sexual abuse and went on to become one of the most powerful advocates for survivors. You know who that is? Note the operative word, former talk show host. Publicly shared her experience of childhood sexual abuse and went on to become one of the most powerful advocates for survivors. Do you know who that person is? I will just read. I won't call her name, so you can call me and give me her name. But she openly spoke about the trauma she endured from multiple family members and a family friend. Her courage to speak up inspired millions of survivors worldwide. She went from a deeply broken child to a media mogul who used her platform to champion healing mental health and child protection. Now, this person, so I would like you to call me and tell me who she is. This person's bravery helped break the stigma of silence, especially in African American and underserved communities. Who is she? So, I don't know if you have ever encountered that in your life, or you know of someone who has, and how it has changed their lives. Did they turn out to be so deeply troubled that they can't pass, as we say, their past? Or have they used it to advocate for other people? When you do that, the more you speak and encourage people, I believe, it's the more healing takes place. Let me know. Now, here is another one. Which children's show star used her platform to share her story of childhood abuse, encouraging kids to speak up and break the silence? So, in the interest of time, while I would like you to call me, the first question I posed was about Oprah Winfrey. And most of you may be saying yes, and I really have not been checking my YouTube to see if answers are popping in there or if you'd like to call me. But yes, I know why the caged birds sing. Great reading material by Maya Angelou. Thank you. Yes. Which children's show star used her platform to share her story of childhood abuse, encouraging kids to speak up and break the silence? The answer is D. Jeanette McCurdy, best known for her role on Nickelodeon's iCarly. Jeanette revealed in her memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, the emotional and physical abuse she experienced primarily from her mother. Her story is a reminder that abuse doesn't always look like violence. It can be manipulation, control, and exploitation. Her vulnerability sparked conversations around child actors, parental boundaries, and trauma recovery. Here's another one. True or false? In the U.S., children under the age of 12 are more likely to be abused by someone they know rather than a stranger. The answer is absolutely true. Statistics show that over 90% of abused children are harmed by someone they know and trust, like a parent, family friend, coach, or neighbor. This betrayal makes it harder for children to speak up because of fear, confusion, or loyalty. Education and awareness are key to breaking these cycles, and bear in mind, this is our kickoff. And everything ties in together. Number 5, what is one common reason many children don't immediately report abuse? The answer? They fear not being believed or causing family trouble. Many children fear that telling the truth will lead to conflict, punishment, or disbelief. Some even worry the abuser will hurt someone they love or that they will be blamed. This internal fear is paralyzing and highlights the importance of nurturing trust and communication in safe environments. Number 6, which young girl, now an international advocate, was forced into child marriage but bravely escaped and now fights for girls' rights globally? The answer, D. Nala Amin. Born in Pakistan and raised in the U.S., Nala was forced into an engagement at guess what age? 8. And married at what age? 13. She escaped the abuse and now uses her voice to fight child marriage and advocate for young girls' freedom and education. Her work has helped push legislative change in the U.S. to raise the minimum age for marriage. Now, true or false? Children who speak up about abuse often feel relief and healing immediately afterward. Not a thing goes so. False. While speaking up is incredibly brave, many children face backlash, disbelief, shame, or even rejection from family. Healing takes time, and children need consistent emotional support, therapy, and validation. It's a process that often starts with simply being heard and believed. And as we're wrapping up, which singer, known for her powerful vocals, I played her this evening, revealed she was abused at age 8 and used music as a path to healing? And can you hold the line a moment, please? Which singer,
Sure.
known for her powerful vocals, revealed she was abused at age 8 and used music as a path to healing? You know who that is? Mary J. Mary J. Blige survived childhood sexual abuse and has spoken publicly about her pain, addiction, and journey toward healing. Through her music and advocacy, she helps others find strength in vulnerability. Her story is one of triumph and transformation, showing that survivors can reclaim their voice and purpose. Thank you for calling. Good evening to you.
Yes, I'm calling to answer a question. I think it's Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, it's Oprah. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine. This is Dr. J again.
Okay, yes, Dr. J. It's Oprah. It's Opie. Yes, Oprah. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, bye-bye. Okay, so yes, and as I'm wrapping up, I hope you found this very interesting. And why I wanted to feature it is that people can overcome, but again, support is necessary. And even if the perpetrator is standing vehemently and said, "Oh, she's lying. Do you think I would do this?" to him or her. And if that child is barefaced, as we would say, yes, this is what you have been doing and not be afraid. You can't beat that. Can't go wrong. It's not easy. It's not easy. Now, what phrase is often used to empower children to speak out against inappropriate behavior? Tell a trusted adult. If you tell a trusted adult and there is no question about them believing you, then you're on the way to stopping it, putting a stop to it, and saying enough is enough. Pay attention to adults and children when it comes on to some of the things that they're doing that are out of the norm. You know them, and if something seems not right, they're either isolated, a little too happy, just eager. There are some signs in those things that you need to look for. Ask the question and don't just pounce it on them, because some of us are not very tactful in that way. So you can't just pounce. You have to be very subtle and calm to get a person to speak. So I hope that what we have shared here this evening has helped, and you can pass the information on to someone you know who needs it. But if you yourself are going through some things, you may not be eating right, you're anxious, everything just seems to be falling apart, you're not managing well, and you don't know what to do. But when we ask you how you do, you say you're fine. Yeah. I can sometimes say, today is a very interesting day. And if it's somebody I know I can just say something to without any qualms, then I'll say, XYZ, that's how I flow. But I'm not going to go through something and you don't know. That's one thing with me. You're going to know. Yep. So, it's a very intense conversation, and the topic sparks a lot when people hear it, believe it or not, especially if they've gone through things. But, hey, we're here to help you. And so, I hope you have taken some pointers we gave you. The 7 questions to ask to check your mental health. Don't forget them. And I'll come back with them at another time. But I have to wrap up now. Thanks to all of you for tuning in, to my sponsor for sponsoring the show, to Chris and Julia for airing the program on your platforms, and to the host of Linkage Radio here, who continue to do the best that we can in our programming. We thank you so much for joining us. And I am looking forward, as always, to being back on Thursday with Center Stage to do it all over again for you. So I want to say thanks to all of you who are in our YouTube channel right now. And just to say, you know what? Things are happening, and we want to help to make it better. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Conversations going on in the YouTube chat, but I have to leave that alone. So want to say thanks to everybody for just being here with us and taking us on the journey that, hey, we need to be on. So thank you, everyone. And don't forget, you know where your children are? These are the days when I'm going to be asking that question even more. Because we spoke about parents who have to work and leave their children home alone and not knowing what the children are getting involved in online. All of those things we spoke about on Saturday and why it happens and how you can just simply get trapped into things just like that. So, pray for us on this platform, and that doors will be open for us to go to the next level. Whether it's to take the show somewhere, whatever that looks like, that my husband and I are working toward and praying over it, that it will impact lives. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And again, we're going to wrap up by saying, me a con go round, me a guan round, me a galangin, me a go down, so me a go round, so me a guan round now. So enjoy your evening. But I'm simply saying that I'm just heading out of here right now. So see you on Thursday, everybody, God willing. Have yourselves a beautiful Monday evening and eat up the leftovers from Sunday dinner. Is now the seasoning setting in the chicken leg. Enjoy yourselves. Blessings, everybody. Mwah. I'm out of here.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney, me love on you.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food. Cooler Runnings Restaurant would like to introduce you to our brand new vegetarian grill and juice bar called Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, located at 1785 Nerid Avenue at the corner of Nerid and Wickham Avenues in the Bronx, across from the original Cooler Runnings Restaurant. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. We specialize in the best authentic vegetarian dishes, which contain no animal byproducts. Our menu includes Ito stew, tofu, veggie chunks, and our exclusive in-house vegetarian patties. For our full menu, you can visit our website at crvgbronx.com, or you can give us a call at 929-265-3392. We are also available on Uber Eats for your convenience. Stop by, and remember, at Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, customer service is our #1 priority.